Okay, tapos graphic. Yes. Yeah. Okay, recording na. So, like what I mentioned no, last time or yesterday, we're done with part 1. No? So, in part 1, we've dealt about chemical bonding and organic structures. No? So, let me share my screen. This one, there you go. So, ayan. So, we're done with this one. No? So, part 1. So far you had a good score or you have good scores for this item, several items here. And then we also started last night. I also introduced to you the reaction mechanism. No, so when say reaction mechanism, Josh, this is the step-by-step chemical reaction or what's happening behind the overall reaction. So usually it's a stepwise process wherein atoms will be reacting with one another or several functional groups will react with one another so that you can arrive dun sa overall reaction mo. Okay? And then, for part 2, we're dealing with organic functional groups themselves. So, we're done with number 1. So, number 2 na tayo, Josh, no? So, for number 1, you just identify the different functionalities uh, present in these compounds. Okay? So, anyway, let's proceed. Tignan natin kung ano yung number 2. Ayan. Ito, favorite mo to, Josh, yung number 2. So, for number 2, there are 7 isomeric compounds with the formula C4H10O. If you will notice, Josh, you had this kind of problem already in part 1. However, in part 1, usually one functionality lang yon. Let's say kung alkane lang yon, puro alkane lang, no? Dito, kakaiba siya, no, Josh? So, for 2 and 3, no, numbers 2 and 3, you need to write organic structures with different functionalities. For example, for number 2, there are 7 isomeric compounds with the formula
Oh,
C4H10O. So you need to give me the 7 compounds for C4H10O. So it will not be limited only, let's say, can you give me functionalities with oxygen? Anong functional groups ang mga may oxygen?
okay. Ester, carboxylic.
May ester. Pero tingnan mo yung oxygen mo. How many oxygens are here?
One.
One only. So you'll be limited now with the functionalities. So which functional groups will have one oxygen atom?
Alcohol, ketone,
Okay,
uh,
alcohol, ketone, aldehyde, ether.
oxide.
Those will be your um functional groups, no, na-limit na lang. So, wala na yung mga carboxylic acid derivatives kasi nga, one oxygen atom lang naman siya. So, we have 7 isomeric compounds there. So, I challenge you, no, if you can give those 7. So, sa number 3 naman, ganito. So, write the structural formulas for each of the following. There's a condition already. So, for letter A tertiary alcohol with the formula C4H8O. So, I'll be now introducing to you the primary, secondary, tertiary concept in structures. No, actually, I already introduced that to you sa mga amines. And that will be applicable also sa alcohols, no? So, a tertiary alcohol with the formula C4H8O. That's for letter A. Then for letter B, you have 3 secondary alkyl halides with the formula C5H11Br. No, so when you have secondary alkyl halide, it means your bromine will be connected or the carbon connected to your bromine will be attached to 2R groups also. Sa letter C naman, you have 3 aldehydes and 3 ketones. So 6, no? 6 structures for the formula C5H10O. And then for letter D, a secondary amine and a tertiary amine. So I'm looking for 2 amine structures here for the formula C3H9N. No? So the purpose of these 2 items is to make you familiar with the uh, isomeric forms of the different functionalities, and you will also have an idea, logical idea that some functional groups are like twins, no? For example, alcohols and ethers. Sila yung pwedeng magpalitan sa isomers. Aldehydes and ketones. So, actually, you're seeing that already. Okay? So, sige. You have a copy of this naman, di ba, Josh? So, ikaw ang mag-share para at least nasa sayo yung you can save the image later. Sige. I'll stop sharing na and then you answer 2 and 3. We're looking for 2 and 3 this time. Okay. So you share now your whiteboard and answer answer numbers 2 and 3 under part 2. So 2 and 3 ang items natin ngayon. So lahat kasi yan all about isomers eh. Majority of them are constitutional isomers. Okay, so you're right number 2. For number 2, Josh, the formula is C4H10O. Okay, and then the clue there is you have 7 isomeric compounds. So give me the 7 isomeric compounds. C4H10O. Okay, so far your score for part 2 is sa number 1 mo, 4 out of 4 ka naman. So congrats, 4 out of 4. So far wala ka pang mali sa part 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure it's ano ha, C4H10O. And if you're sure about that, Josh, can you classify the alcohols there? Kung primary, secondary, tertiary. Sige nga. Let's say the first one, that one. What is that? Primary, secondary, or tertiary? So you look for the carbon wherein your hydroxy group is attached. So ano pa yung kasama ng OH mo aside from yung carbon na naka-attach yung OH? So isang R group lang, no? So isang R group lang. Naka-mute ka, Josh. You're muted.
Muted
Yan.
pala po ako. Okay.
Oo, feeling ko nga kanina ka
Unmute
pa.
ano?
One lang,
Unmute.
no? So one butyl group, one arcyl group, no? So primary yan. That's a primary alcohol, no? Yeah, that's a primary alcohol. You can also use this, yung tinuro ko sa'yo na writing notation. This is primary. So, this is secondary. So, ang shortcut dito, Josh, this is the carbon wherein your OH is attached, just count the R group. So tingnan mo, isang R group lang siya. Eh di primary. Dito, dalawang R group to. 1, 2. So secondary yan. Tapos ito, of course, correct. This is a tertiary alcohol. Sige nga, what's the name of this? Okay, good. 2-methyl, 2-propanol. Good. How about yan? 2-methyl, 1-propanol. What what kind of alcohol is this? Primary, secondary. Yes, this is also a primary alcohol. Good. Kasi ito yung carbon na titignan mo eh. So isang R group lang yan. So this is also a primary alcohol. So you've given me four structures already. So you're missing ilan ba ang sinabi ko? 7, no? You're only missing 3. 3 isomeric structures pa. Ano yan?
Black ko lang. Wala.
Kulang. Mm. Sige, pilit. Mm.
Ewan. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good. So, ether. Okay. Methoxypropane. Pag IUPAC na yan, Josh, methoxypropane yan.
So like methoxy, propane.
Yes, good. Tama. Methoxypropane. Ginagawa mong substituent si, yung oxy. Then find the longest chain. Okay, diethyl ether. Good. That's also C4H10O. Oh, last one pa. Last na lang, hinahanap natin. Tingin mo. Sige, tignan mo, bilangin mo yan. 2468 lang yan. Automatic na yan. C4H8O yan.
Yun.
Okay? Tingin mo ano yan? 2-propyl methyl ether. Okay, tama naman. 2-propyl methyl ether. That's also
Ay,
2-methoxypropane.
ah,
Di ba mas madali? Kasi you're
isomet.
treating it as a substituent. Sige, at least advance ka naman eh. At least nag-name na tayo. Isa lang naman ang naming sa mga ano din. Kasi may mga reactions ka pa, mechanism, etc. Anyway, yan, those are the 7. Number 1 yan. O sige, proceed now to number 2.
Number 2 na po to. Number 2 na.
Ay, sorry. Number 3. Proceed now to number 3. Sa number 3, may iba-iba kang category doon, no? Or we have different descriptions there. Just follow it.
Tertiary.
Dapat tertiary alcohol. Yung sa una, no? You need to give me a tertiary alcohol with the formula C4H8O. Ako, C4H8O. Paano kaya yun? 3A yan, 3A. I'll check your answers later ha. Hindi ko pa yung kino-confirm na tama. Pero at least you're number 3 now.
Uh-huh.
Yun naman yung yung challenging dyan kasi nga ano ang tawag doon? Um, you'll be limited with the functionalities, no? So, kailangan mo makaisip talaga ng way or logical arrangement for your atom so that you'll satisfy what is needed.
Tertiary?
Yep, a tertiary alcohol.
Huh.
C4H8O. That is the formula.
Okay. So, gagana po siya kung may double bond or ano lang, single
Ah,
bond
hindi
lang.
ko alam sa'yo. Sige, malay mo, try mo kung may double bond.
1, 2, 3, 4.
C4H8O. O, tama ba yan? 3, 6. Sige, try mo.
1, 6, 7, 8. Tama po.
Okay.
Tertiary ba po yan? Pag
Yeah,
uminom.
tertiary alcohol. Hindi yan tertiary alcohol.
Ano po yan? Binary pa rin. Ay, secondary.
Hindi rin, ano, hindi siya secondary. It's more on a vinyl alcohol, if I'm not mistaken. Nakadikit sa double bond eh. Yung
Ah,
mga
so yun po
primary
yung,
yung
so
mga
yun po yung,
primary, secondary, tertiary, Josh, applicable lang siya sa mga single bond. Dapat singly bonded yung carbon mo. Alam ko vinyl alcohol yan. Or, yep, it's a vinyl alcohol. Yung
okay,
OH
start
mo
ako
nakatouch.
dito.
It's a vinyl alcohol. Yung OH mo ay naka-attach sa carbon double bond carbon.
Parang napapalaban pa yung mga abomination ko sa ano.
O, di ba? O, ayan. Isip ka ngayon ng ano, ng structure. Binigyan kita ngayon ng idea.
Ayan, ito mo.
Wow, nice. So anyway, mamaya check natin. That's letter A.
Isa
Indicate
lang po.
mo.
Isa lang
Indicate
po.
A. Oh, isa lang. Yun lang yung nakalagay. A tertiary, ano nga yan? A tertiary alcohol with the formula C4H8O.
Yay. Yung alam po gumagana na yung mga cyclic ko.
You now move on with B. Sa B naman, three secondary alkyl halides with the formula C5H11Br. So, tatlo ang hinahanap kong secondary halides. So, secondary bromides actually ang tawag sa kanila specifically. So, same din yan yung kung paano ka mag-primary, secondary, tertiary sa alcohols and amines. Ganun din sa halides mo. So, if your carbon attached to your bromine, let's say is bonded only with one alkyl group, so primary yon, primary alkyl halide yon. Pero if your carbon is bonded sa bromine mo and then may dalawa pa siyang additional R groups, yun, ano siya, um, secondary alkyl halide siya. So, the formula is C5H11Br. Secondary ang hinahanap ko, Joshua. Okay, sige, go ahead.
Ah, the power of isomerism.
Hoy, sobra ka na. Bilang.
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, tama lang po. Right,
1,
6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yun. Naku, kung isang tinginan ko pa lang dyan, alam ko 6 na yan. So, I'm looking for 3 alkyl halides. Huwag mo na isiksik dyan. Pwede mo naman i-move dito sa kabilang side. There. Excuse po. Hey, excuse, God bless us.
Yung bromo. Oh no. Ano to? 3.
3. Metal.
Okay.
Okay. You can use you can use the next page for your next item. Kasi ang next item mo ay madami yata yun. Tatlong aldehyde, tatlong ketones, formula C5H10O. So I'm looking for three aldehydes, three ketones with a formula C5H10O. Proceed now to the next page lang niya siya for letter C. 3C na yan.
Teka lang po. Aldehydes?
Yes?
It's impossible.
Of course, it's possible. Three aldehydes and three ketones.
The aldehydes, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, tama. Alam ko na. Oh, new strategy.
Mm-hmm. And pentanal.
Galaw lang.
Naging naging ketone. Now you resulted into ketones.
May symmetrical ano.
C5H10O.
Ayun.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, ilan na yung nabibigay mong dalawa ng, okay? O, dalawa. O, may last one pa.
Ano kaya? Ano pala?
O, tatlo na yung aldehyde mo.
Tone? Ayun, 3.
Sure? We're done? Okay.
Teka mo. Yun. And then, parang meron nata pong tertiary dito. Wait lang. I cannot leave. Basta
Hindi,
pentel.
walang tertiary dyan. I mean, kung gagawa ka ng alcohol, tertiary alcohol,
Hindi po, aldehyde.
tertiary aldehyde.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
9 yan kagad. 9, 10.
10. Oh,
Yeah, additional, no? Mm-mm.
dimethyl propanol. Okay.
Propanol, 1, 2, 3, correct. 2,2-dimethyl propanol. Mhm.
I think I
Okay, that's
understand.
only letter C. You can now proceed with letter D. Sa letter D naman, dalawa lang ang hinahanap sa letter D, Josh. A secondary
Yes.
amine and a tertiary amine with the formula C3H9N.
Mga may cyclic po dito.
C3H9N.
Sana may cyclic. Dalawa lang po?
Dalawa lang.
Wait. A secondary amine and a tertiary amine. Okay.
Mm.
One. Okay, secondary. Ethamine? Ano po yung ano dito? Ethamine?
Where?
Ethamine ba po or ethylamine or something?
N-methyl ethane. Ay, no, ethanamine. Ethanamine, correct.
Kala ko,
Ethanamine.
kala ko kasi,
Pwede rin ethanamine. Parang alam ko ethanamine yun, Josh. Yun yung nasa rule ni IUPAC. Buo yung name.
pangatlo.
Or ethylamine.
Pwede na po.
Ethylamine. Yan. N-methyl ethylamine.
Is, crazy. Okay, so this is
Ilan ang metal groups? Hindi, you don't need. Ilan ang metal groups mo?
tatlo po.
Di trimethylamine. Yun lang yun. TMA yan eh. Si TMA. Trimethylamine. Okay, let's check. Check natin yung mga answers mo. Go back sa previous page muna.
I'm pretty sure po
Previous
there's
page,
something else.
please. Okay, of course, dahil nag-discuss na rin ako sa iyo no, ng primary, secondary, and tertiary. Tama yung mga yan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sige, lagyan kita dito, 7 out of 7. Sa 2 yun, no? Record,
Okay.
mamaya natin i-record yung scores mo. And then sa 3A, that's correct. Apparently, this is the only tertiary alcohol. So tertiary yan, 1, 2, 3. So correct. So 1 point yan. And then you also have, sa letter B naman, Josh, no? You have secondary alkyl halide. So paano malalaman kung secondary alkyl halide? Yung carbon wherein your bromine or halogen is attached, you just count the alkyl group. So this is a secondary, confirmed. This is also secondary, confirmed. And this is also secondary. So, you have 3 out of 3 sa 3B, 1 out of 1. 1 out of 1 lang. 11 tuloy. Can you move to the next page, Josh? For C and D. Yan, for C and D. This is really interesting, no? In fact, you propose another uh, important structure, no? So, a tertiary, hindi siya tertiary, tertiary aldehyde, no? So, parang may tertiary alkyl group ka lang dito dun sa carbon mo. So, pwede na yung tertiary aldehyde. Kasi ganun din naman yung term. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still C5, then H10, 3, 3, 3, then 1, then O. Okay? So, I'll give an extra credit for this, no? So, you have 7 out of 6. Wow! 7 out of 6 ka dito sa 3C. 6 lang naman yung hinihingi ko. Pero dahil nagbigay ka ng isa pang additional point yan. So, it will compensate yung isang error mo, no? This is also correct. N-methyl amine. So, N-methyl ethylamine. And then you also have trimethylamine. So, 2 out of 2. Record ko lang muna, Josh, ha? para sure tayo. So sa number 2 mo, ang hinahanap natin ay 7, no? So that's 7 out of 7. Wow, wala ka pang mali. Sa 3A mo, you have 1 out of 1. Tapos sa B ay 3 out of 3. Then sa C ay 7 out of 6. And then sa D, 2 out of 2. Wala ka pang mali. Okay, let's now proceed with number 4. Okay lang, ako naman ulit mag-share, Josh. So this time, sa number 4 naman, Josh, ha? So sa number 4, Josh, you need to rank lang, no? Rank the following compounds in order of increasing strength of IMFA. That's for number 4, no? So increasing, so you start with the least or the weakest IMFA, then papunta sa strongest IMFA. Okay, that's A to D. Then, idugtong na natin tong na number 5 Josh ha, kasi kaparehas siya rin to ng ano no, ng trend. So, sa number 5, you'll be given with how many sets yan or pairs? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 pairs, Josh, no? You have 9 pairs of compounds, no? Organic compounds. Which one will have a higher boiling point? And then explain your answer. Okay, so just provide a brief explanation why you will choose that structure to have a higher boiling point. Okay, just go ahead, Josh. Ay pwede. Ay, hindi pala ito nakakopya, no? Sige, ano mo na lang siya. Gawin mo siya dun sa ano mo, sa mismong whiteboard mo. Go ahead, Josh. You can now share your whiteboard. So sa number 2, Josh, i-drawing mo na lang yung mga ano nila kung saan ka comfortable. Either yung formula or yung structure nila, no? So, I think yung letter C yung applicable sa structure. The rest naman, you can write them. Sa number 5, just write down your answer and then provide a very brief explanation why you will choose that compound to have a higher boiling point compared dun sa other compound. So, we're now for number 4. Number 4 ay IMFA. Then number 5, boiling point. Yes, Josh, for number 4 ha. Number 4, increasing strength of IMFA. Number 5, you have 9 pairs of compounds there. Just select which compound will have a higher boiling point. Okay, so rank mo lang. Yan, good. And then for number 5 ha, ah, ay increasing yan diyan siya, increasing. So kapag nilagay mo yung indicate mo kung ano yung highest ba diyan or lowest. Malay mo kapag kung isusulat ko yan, ibig sabihin nun, the first one, the number one will be written first. So siya ang weakest IMFA if that is the case. So just indicate no which one will have the strongest or weakest IMFA. Alam mo, Josh, you can just indicate one being the strongest IMFA or weakest IMFA, two intermediate IMFA, intermediate strength, three ay let's say the strongest IMFA or weakest IMFA depending on your notation. Okay? One yung being the strongest IMFA. Sa number 5, Joshua, just draw the structure and then provide a brief explanation why that structure will have a higher boiling point compared to your other structure. Okay? So we'll check that later. If you're good with that, edi you can move now sa number 5. For number 5, Josh, just select the compound, no? That will have a higher boiling point. Then provide a very brief explanation bakit siya yung mas mataas na boiling point. Hmm. Yes, Josh, I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes for that. 9 items for number 5. So you have 9 pairs there. 9 pairs there. So just select which compound will have a higher boiling point. I'll just get my merienda, Josh. Yes, Josh, what is your answer for number 5? So explain your answers ha. So letter A, meron siyang pair. then letter B, etc. At nasaan ka, Josh? Hi, Josh. Are you still there? You're muted. Muted ka. Ayun.
Nasa, nasa G na po ako na 5.
Okay. Sige, sige. Continue. Just draw here the different structures. Then provide brief explanation lang. Bakit yun ang compound na mas mataas ang boiling point? You can now write your answers just for number 5.
Di ba? Ito na mo.
Mhm. Hindi, ang gawin mo Josh, yung F mo ay ibaba mo din. You just write your answers in one line or in one lane there so that you can provide or write answers or explanations for that. So, kunwari, letter A, stronger IMFA due to ganito. Letter B, more blah blah blah. Letter C, ganyan. D, ganito. So, you need to provide a short explanation for that. Kaya hanggang I lang naman yan eh. No name. Okay. And then write the explanations dun sa side. Diba? Para at least meron kang space na for explanation. Provide an explanation, Josh. Very short lang kahit mga keywords lang so that we can justify why did you choose those compounds no having a higher boiling point compared to their partners. Yeah, I'll give you 2 minutes for that. Yan, okay na yan. Kahit keywords lang. Symmetry. Oh. How about GHI? Number 5. Yes, Josh, yung GHI na lang. I'm still waiting for the GHI so that we can check your answers for numbers 4 and 5. Right? Because it's a carboxylic acid. Yeah, correct. I mean, good. Okay, we can now check your answers kung final na siya. Actually, you can continue, Josh. Number 6. Kasi number 6 is pretty much related to that eh. Or yeah, later na yung 6. Checka muna natin. Can you go back dun sa previous page, Josh? Ayan. Okay. So that will be your answers for number 4. So sa number 4, you just need to rank the following compounds in order of increasing strength of intermolecular forces. So let's have the first one, letter A. Okay, correct. Ethane. Then you have the methyl chloride. Then amine ang pinakamataas. So this is correct. So ang explanation lang dito ay uh, the atoms, no? Wherein your hydrogen is bonded. So C lang ito, then ito meron kang present si chlorine, an electronegative element, and H2 can do hydrogen bonding. So strongest siya. And then, what's your logic behind the letter B, 4B, Josh? Why is methyl chloride weakest IMFA and methyl iodide or iodomethane as your strongest IMFA? Anong basis niyan, Josh? And I cannot see you ulit. Anong basis mo sa letter B?
Ah, kasi mas maano po si iodine.
Mas maano?
Malaki.
Mas
Mas malaki.
larger or ano naman kung larger siya? It's
Mas,
more what?
mas malakas po yung IMF.
Or meron yan din yan.
Surface
Bakit
area.
nagiging malakas yung IMFA niya? Because it's more, a larger atom means you are more what?
Surface area.
Surface area. Yun. Malapit na yun. You'll be affected easily by changes in electronic environment. Anong ano yun? Ability or capacity. So parang napaka-sensitive ng mga malalaking atoms when you will have changes in its uh, environment, no? So mga usually electronic environment. Starts with letter P. Anong ano yun? Parameter. It's what, Josh? Chlorine, bromine, iodine. O classical example yan ng ng parameter na yan eh. Pero your answer here is correct. Very good. Larger kasi si iodine, followed by bromine, then smallest dito si chlorine. So, this one will have the weakest, IMFA. So, anong term nga ulit natin doon, Josh? Yung
Saka,
the ability of your atoms to be affected easily by changes in electronic structure or electronic environment. Letter P yun. Letter P. What is that?
ah, constant. Hindi ko pa lang.
What is that P? Yes, what is that P? The
Hindi ko pa
larger
alam.
the atom, It means
more,
it's more susceptible for changes in its electronic structure
more
or
polar,
electronic environment.
more
Hmm?
polar,
Polarizability. Okay?
visible.
Yeah, polarizability. So because iodine is more polarizable, it's larger, it will have a higher IMFA. So correct yan. So na letter C, madali yung letter C, no? Increasing number of oxygen atoms na kaya mag-hydrogen bond, no? So sa number 3 wala, sa number 2 ether, then carboxylic acids sa third one. So for letter D naman, okay, so correct, methyl chloride followed by alcohol, methanol, then sodium chloride because sodium chloride is anong type ulit to ng interaction, Josh? Sodium chloride?
Ionic.
What IMFA?
Ah, wait lang mo. Ionic po.
Ionic, good. So, but this is also correct. So, for number 4, you're 4 out of 4, no? So, record lang natin yung ano mo, yung score mo for that para at least uh, reminded ako. Okay. There you go. Can you now proceed sa next page? Please proceed sa next page, Josh. Okay, yan. So, let's move on with this one. So, for letter A, obviously, kung ikukumpara mo siya dun sa ating sa partner niya, no? So, ether versus alcohol. Of course, alcohol will have a higher boiling point due to hydrogen bonding. So, more, ano kasi yan eh, more susceptible or it will have a higher ability to do hydrogen bond with itself. So, mas mataas yung boiling point niya. And then, we also have, for letter B, um, 1, 2, 3, propanol and ethylene glycol. No? So, of course, ethylene glycol, hydrogen bonding, more hydrogen bonding sites. Sa letter C, you have a ketone versus an alcohol, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pentanol. Pentanol versus pentanone. Hydrogen bonding, hindi naman siya longer chain actually, Josh. Almost similar in size yan. Kasi pentanone and pentanol yan, you know. So, I'll accept the hydrogen bonding, no? More on hydrogen bonding yan. Sa letter D naman, you have uh, an ether, no? Cyclic ether ulit. And then, um, an alcohol. This time, cyclobutanol. So, this one is correct. So, cyclobutanol, hydrogen bonding compared to your ether, no? Cyclic ether. So, next, letter E. So, sa letter E, which one will have a higher boiling point? Of course, ito, hydrogen bonding because this compound can do hydrogen bonding while yung N-methyl cyclopentane mo, no? So, hindi siya magkakaroon ng uh, cyclopentane amine, no? Hindi niya kaya mag hydrogen bond. Good. Sa letter F mo, you have cis versus trans. So, ito medyo mas controversial siya. Tingin mo, bakit trans ang sagot mo? Can you explain this asymmetry, Josh? What is this asymmetry? Why does this 2,3-difluoro uh, butene, 2-butene, no? Butuene will have a higher boiling point than the trans form. So, bakit cis ang pinili mo, Josh?
Ito yung cis po yung mas asymmetrical.
So, kung asymmetrical siya, ano naman?
Mas maano po siya, mas
So, if you have an...
okay.
Kasi yung isa nakatrans eh. Ano naman? So,
Asymmetrical po yung cis. So,
so it means
mas ano siya,
you
mas,
need to provide a reason why will have its ha
mas,
why will
mas,
why will it have a higher boiling point.
Okay. Mas weaker pala dapat yung ano niya, yung mas weaker pala dapat yung IMF.
Oo, yun correct. Ang tanong dito, bakit mataas yung IMFA niya? Lagi namang ganun yung pattern, eh, no? Those compounds having higher boiling point means they have stronger IMFA. That's correct. That's the ideal explanation. But the question here is that why does the cis form will have a higher or stronger IMFA compared to your transform? So compared to your transform, why? Why do you think is the reason? So actually you're actually correct na eh. So asymmetric siya. Medyo close. Pero bakit? Ano bang meron kapag asymmetric ang molecule? Sige, you go back now sa IMFA. Paano ba nagkakaroon ng mga stronger IMFA? Kaya mag-hydrogen bonding kapag may polar-polar interaction, dipole-dipole, etc. Why do you think the 2,3 difluorobutene will have a higher or stronger intermolecular forces of attraction compared to its transform, thus higher boiling point then? Sige, explain.
Baka man sa nga sa nasa, wait lang. Parang may ano, may problem ko, Basta na
Mm.
mas magiging dipole 'tong ano, eh, 'tong may asymmetrical
Mhm.
kasi
Kasi,
hindi ma-cancel out.
good. Kasi kapag naka-trans, ganito yan eh, no? Yung sa trans mo, right? Ayan.
Opo.
Eto fluorine mo, eto fluorine mo. What will happen to your dipole moment? So, yung mga dipole moments mo ay magka-cancel out each other. So, ngayon, weaker yan. Weaker IMFA, lower boiling point. Unlike dito, since this one is asymmetrical, no? So, your dipole moment will have a net direction. It's moving upward, no? Based on our structure here, going upward. So, this time, it's more polar. So, mas maano yung polarity dito, no? So, higher polarity compared to your the transform. In fact, yung transform nga, we can treat this as a non-polar molecule already, no? So, yan. We can treat this as a non-polar molecule because their dipole moments are canceling each other. Okay? So, correct to. Tama naman yan. Asymmetric din na explanation. Pwede, tanggap ko ito. Carboxylic, okay, correct ito. Dahil ito ay carboxylic acid versus sa isang ester, no? So more than ester. So it will carboxylic acids can provide more hydrogen bonding compared to your esters. Nonane versus hexane, longer. So ano naman kung longer, Josh? If you have a longer molecule means what?
Maraming mas maraming area.
Surface area. So higher surface area means more intermolecular forces of attraction. And then you have 1, 2, 3. So 2-methyl propene. So versus acetone. Of course, acetone. Kasi si acetone ay mas polar. Wow! Ang galing! So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 out of 9 ka dito. So far, wala ka pang mali yata. Double check ko ha. So, 4 out of 4 ka dun, no? Sa ano, 9 out of 9. Sa number 4. Yeah, 4 out of 4 ka nga. Okay, we can now proceed with number 6 and 7. So magkaka-relate din naman yung 6 and 7. Boiling point pa rin and melting point. So, share ko lang ulit yung screen ko dyan siya. Yan. So, for number 6, ito yung tanong. There are 4 amides. So, you need, this time, Josh, you need to provide me the structure for these amides, no? There are 4 amides with the formula C3H7NO. So that is the formula for your amides. So, letter A, write their structures, no? So, ilang kayang amides ang kaya mong mabuo dyan? So, i-check natin, no, kung ilan. Baka malay mo, mas marami kang amides na mabuo dun sa naisip ko. Okay? And then, sa letter B, Josh, one of these amides has a melting and a boiling point that are substantially lower than those of the other three. Parang, ano siya, outlier talaga siya, no, na mababa. So which amide is this? And explain your answer. Kahit brief explanation lang why that amide will have substantially no or significantly lower boiling points and boiling and melting points compared to the other amides. Okay? And then for number 7, so may trend naman na may values na binigay, no? So explain the observed trend in the melting points of for the four isomers of molecular formula C7H16, no? So bakit kaya ganyan ang melting point nila? So kind of different, no? Dun sa nalaman natin kanina, yung inexplain mo kanina na longer, higher surface area, then therefore higher boiling point. But this time kasi melting point ang tinitingnan. Sige nga, Josh. I-drawing mo yung mga structures nila ha for number 7. That's my clue there. Okay, you can now share your screen. Ay, nawawala ka ulit. Ayan. You can now share your screen for numbers 6 and 7. Para pagsasamahin naman natin yung items 8, yeah, 8, 9. Mukhang kaya natin 'to tapusin lahat. Wow, tapos natin. Feeling ko matatapos natin lahat ng part 2, 8 and 9. You can now share your screen, whiteboard, Josh. 6 and
Sino
7
po?
ang ano natin ha. And where are you?
Sino wala?
Here. 6 and 7 ka. So sa 6, amides ang kailangan ko. Sa 7, explanation lang. Feeling ko kasya dyan yung 6 and 7. For number 6, you need to show me the amides. So pati yung structures nila.
So,
The formula is for the amides, ano nga yung formula? C3? C3 lang yun eh. C3H7NO. Then, sa letter B nun, ano kaya yung pinakamababa yung boiling point and melting point and what is the reason? So, sa 7, i-drawing mo yung ano nila, skeletal structure so that we can clearly see kung ano yung magiging trend. Okay, go ahead, Josh.
so, C3 lang? C3 lang po?
Ha?
C3 lang?
Siya, C3H7NO. Amide naman kasi siya. C3H7NO.
Okay, C3.
Mm. So, 1 amide pa lang yan. You have still several amides.
4 ba mo? 5.
We'll see.
Lahat
I
po?
will not give I will not give any clue.
Ayun, 4 amides.
Sinabi ba 4 amides?
Tamo.
Oo nga, therefore. In-include ko pala sa problem, mabait pa ako. Ayan, among the 4 amides, if you're done with that, so parang kung sure ka na, sino dyan ang may pinakamababang boiling point and melting point? Among the four. Parang significantly siya. And what is the reason?
Unable to H1.
Sige, you write the reason. Di ba ang galing ng ganito, yung parang makikita mo pa lang yung structure, Josh, alam mo na kung ano yung magiging property niya. You can predict the melting point, boiling point, even its physical property. Okay, and then you now proceed with 7. If you're good with that. I-drawing mo yung mga structures. Gawin mong skeletal. Tapos ilagay mo yung melting point. So, ilan lang yan? 4 lang naman yan eh. Sulat mo yung skeletal structure. Translate mo yung mga condensed formula or condensed structure, translate it into a skeletal structure. Mhm. And check natin kung tama ang translation mo. Then write their melting points. Sulat mo yung mga melting points nila. Then provide an explanation for that. Yan. Bakit kaya may pinakamataas yung dulo? Siya ang may pinakamataas na melting point dyan. Though it's negative. Still the highest. Okay. Yeah, almost the same yung first two, right? Significantly or statistically the same, 119, 118. So if it's extremely compact due to branching, ano naman? O sige, I will check na kung yan na. Those are your answers. Okay, let's check. Annotate. So for number 6, para makuha natin yung 8 and 9. For number 6, you have 4 amides there. So correct, 1. So 1, 2, 3. Then 3, 5, 7. Correct, no? C3H7NO. This is also C317 NO. Correct. 3567 NO. Correct. 367 NO. Correct. So you have now four amides. And what is the reason for this? Actually, you're correct, no? The lowest melting point and boiling point among these amides will be this one, yung tertiary amide mo. Because the tertiary amide is unable to do hydrogen bonding with itself, no? Gawa na wala na siyang hydrogen. Wait lang, Josh, saglit lang. Yun, I'm back. So, tertiary amide, they're unable to do hydrogen bonding compared to the other three, no? Kasi yung other three, they can do hydrogen bonding pa, making their IMFA stronger and higher boiling points and melting points. The next one will be sa number 7. I'll give you 4 out of 4 for this one. Number 6. Correct? For number 7, uh, these are all correct, no? Yung sa pag-translate mo ng structures. Now, explain to me why this one will have a larger or the largest melting point. Tingin mo, bakit kaya siya ang may pinakamataas na melting point? What's the condition ba for melting point? Kasi it's quite different with the boiling points eh. Pero the generic trend, Josh, ha, if it's longer, it will have higher surface area, stronger IMFA, higher melting point, and boiling point. So that's the general rule. However, you need also to see the structure. So, bakit kaya tingin mo yung last one will have the highest melting point, which is negative 25 degrees Celsius, compared to the other three? Sige nga, provide an explanation for this, Josh. Bakit yung last one ang may pinakamataas na melting point, tingin mo?
Kasi ano po, yung last one,
Mm.
kasi ano po siya, parang
Eh,
siyang
sabi mo
independent,
less surface area siya.
ano siya, parang mas ball siya, more spherical.
Okay, and then, tama naman, less surface area yan compared to the other three. Pero melting point kasi ang tinitignan natin. So, what about this melting point? Ano, melting point. MP kasi. So, ano bang ideal na structure for melting point, no? Or to have a higher boiling point? Ano yung gusto natin doon?
Dapat ko mas mataas yung melting point, mas marami pong IMFE.
Ano, again?
Mas marami pong IMFE pag ano, mas mataas na melting point.
Oo, totoo naman. Pero if that's the case, siguro yung pangatlo dapat ang may mas mataas na melting point. Tama? Right? Kasi parang mas
Ah,
okay yung ano niya, IMFA niya. For me ha, pero if you will notice, again, we're looking for the melting points. Tingin mo, bakit yung last one, yung may pinakamataas na melting point?
ba't kaya?
I don't know. Sige,
Ano
provide me an explanation because that is your point there. So, na-drawing mo naman na yung structures nila, that will be 1 point. And then your explanation for this is another point. So, actually, you explained already, no? Kaso lang nakukulangan ako, why does the last structure will have the highest boiling point? So, aside from it's extremely compact. So, ano ba? Ano namang effect nun kung extremely compact siya?
Mas ano po siya, mas round siya, mas spherical yun.
You want a spherical structure for melting point? To have higher melting point?
Sa neopentine po,
Oh, neopentane. Oh, anong sa neopentane? What about neopentane? Ang boiling point ni neopentane ay mababa, pero ang melting point niya ay mataas. Bakit kaya? Tingin mo. Let's compare ha, neopentane. Magbigay tayo ng mga values para mas ma-appreciate natin. Neopentane boiling. Ang boiling point ni neopentane, apparently, Josh, ay 9.5 degrees Celsius. So, si neopentane at room temp ay gas, no? 9.5 degrees Celsius. Yan yung boiling point niya. Pero ang melting point niya, Josh, ay natin. Oh, melting point. The melting point is negative 16.6 degrees Celsius. Mataas yun, no? Kasi, tignan mo, mas mataas pa yung melting point ni neopentane kaysa dito sa last compound mo. Sige, what is the reason kaya, Josh? Tingin mo. What's the reason for that? Having a large melting point based on the structure. You need to go back dun sa structure, Josh. Yun yung hinahanap kong answer. Yes, sige. Anong meron sa kanila?
Yung sa mga iba po, mahaba sila, yung ano nila, yung longest chain is very long.
Okay, and then, how about yung may pinakamataas na boiling point? And kunwari yung neopentane, isama mo pa dyan. Negative 17 ang melting point niya. Higher than the last one. What is the reason kaya? Yes, Josh, what's your reason for that?
Ah,
Ano bang mangyayari pag melting? Sige.
na ano po, na-break yung ano po, yung mga strong na ano po, strong na IMF.
Yeah, melting or freezing yan eh. Ano bang nabubuo if you freeze a liquid?
Solid po.
Solid eh. I mean, how can you describe a solid?
Hmm, hindi na po gumagalaw masyado, just vibrate na lang po yung mga ano, molecules.
But usually they will have a regular pattern, right? So
Opo.
kahit amorphous naman yan, sasabihin natin,
Ano, hindi
sure
ano po,
amorphous solid po yan. So correct naman, amorphous solid ang mabubuo nito. But as much as possible, you also form a crystal structure there, no? Amorphous nga lang siya. So actually, hindi siya crystalline solid, amorphous talaga siya, no? That's the correct term. So it means if you have a more compact structure, kailan ka magkakaroon ng compact structure, Josh? If kailan ba
hmm,
magkakaroon ng compact structure? Yun, neopentane, tsaka yung last one, ano yan? Bakit sila compact structure? Because you have
may ano po namin pong branching.
mas maraming branching. The higher the branching promotes better crystallinity, no? So yun yung pinaka-explanation.
Yung sphericity na po will be the better yung crystalline structure.
Yeah, mas magpo-provide sila ng good or better crystalline structure. In fact, hindi siya crystalline structure eh. It will just give you a better amorphous structure compared to the less branch or organic structures, no? So yung branching kasi, it promotes parang easy organization when you will form a solid. Kasi yun yung mahalaga sa melting point and freezing point eh. Bumubuo ka ng solid. So ano ba yung nagiging interaction nila? As a solid substance, no? So these molecules, since they are compact due to branching, they can easily form amorphous solid, no? So kapag ganun, edi or a more stable amorphous solid. So therefore, they will have higher melting point. So medyo kulang lang ako kasi dapat bababa ka dun sa structure ng mga yan, no? So this is parang dapat ganito yung possible na answer mo diyan. This is extremely compact due to heavy branching. And due to heavy branching, this one can easily form a more stable amorphous solid. Therefore, higher melting point. That is what I'm looking for, no? So, sige, I'll give you, dahil ano lang naman ito, 1 point, then 1 point sa explanation. I'll give you 0.5 for this. 1.5 over 2 ka lang dito. Okay. Record ko lang muna yung 6, 7, 8 mo. Sana yung ano natin, record sheet. This is 4 out of 4. But you're still doing good kasi sa number 6, 4 out of 4 pa rin. Tapos, sobra ka nga ng isang punto sa isang item, di ba? 1.5 over 2. Ayan. Okay. You're doing really, really good for this part.
Meron po akong mga abomination na ano po. So, it brings yung mga score up po, mga abomination.
No, at least 'di ba? Oh, may reserve ka pang 0.5. Meron ka pa ulit possible na magkamali. Kahit magkamali ka pa ng 0.5, perfect ka pa rin kasi nakakuha ka ng
Tinatawag ko na, tinatawag ko na.
hindi kasi nakakuha ka nga ng 1 point kanina, 'di ba? Extra 1 point for that. Anyway, I'll be sharing this time my ano 'no, proceed na tayo sa next items, 8 and 9 para makadami naman tayo. So dito ka naman magsasagot sa aking ano na lang. Ayan. Sabihin mo lang Josh, ayan lang, madali lang 'to 'no, sa number 8 pero malalaking molecules ito. Predict the water solubility of each of the following organic molecules. So, sasabihin mo lang kung soluble, insoluble, or kung ikaw gusto mo partially soluble, yung mga molecules na 'to. So, you have A to F. Soluble, insoluble, etc. Go ahead, Josh. I'll give you 1 minute for this. Dapat 1 minute lang yan sa'yo kasi kayang-kaya mo na yan eh. 1 minute lang. Sulat mo lang, Josh. Ikaw na mag-annotate. You annotate sa screen, soluble, insoluble. If you want partially soluble, and then you may do so, but I'll ask you an explanation for that later.
No. Okay, DDT definitely, alam ko na po kung ano yan. So, table sugar, definitely soluble po. Yes.
I-annotate mo na lang yung answer mo. Inuna kagad yung sucrose, of course. Yes, well, how about the other compounds, Josh?
Mismo nga po.
How about the other compounds, Josh? Yung A, B, C tuloy. Uh-huh. ACE. Yung ACE mo. How about ANE? Excuse. Sorry. Sorry, Josh. DDT soluble. Partially soluble. Okay. Final answers?
Oo.
Final answers na yan? Okay,
Yes.
let's see. Okay, check na natin. Dahil diyan, mag-start tayo sa favorite mo, table sugar. Is table sugar soluble based on the structure? Di ba? You can easily appreciate this. Now, kasi yung table sugar, we know by experience, it's soluble. Very soluble in fact, no? But upon looking on its structure, anong nagpapasoluble sa kanya? So this is correct. So very soluble. Sige nga, Josh. Why is table sugar or sucrose highly soluble in water? Because you now look sa structure. Looking on the structure, you have what? Sa sugar. Kasi this will be the basis of our explanation for the rest of the molecules. Yes, Josh?
Ano po yung mga OH?
Good. Yung mga OH siya, no? It can do hydrogen bonding with water. Very soluble siya. How about caffeine? No? So, caffeine is also soluble in water. We know this by experience. Check ito. So, what is the reason naman kung bakit yung caffeine soluble in water? Wala kang OH dyan. Wala kang OH sa letter B.
Ah,
Diba?
pero yung mga yung mga N po.
Good. So, yung mga N, ano naman, kung may mga N ka, may N site. Actually, isa nga lang yung N, ano mo eh, sa N site mo eh. Hmm. So, what can you say about caffeine, Josh?
Ano po siya, marami nga pong N, tsaka
What are
yung
the
ibang
nitrogens
opo, opo,
available site for hydrogen bonding? Are your nitrogens available site for hydrogen bonding? Ito, anong type to ng amine?
tertiary lahat po sila.
Tertiary, hindi naman to tertiary itong pangatlo. Oh. Hindi yan tertiary. Ito, yan. Kasi part siya ng ring and naka-double bond siya eh. Ito tertiary din tertiary. Are tertiary amines able to do hydrogen bonding?
No, hindi mo
Correct.
makaya.
Pero, if you will notice, marami ka pa ring, anong tawag sa mga ganito? Yan, nitrogen, oxygen. These are still polar sites, no? In fact, yung caffeine, virtually soluble siya sa tubig. So, tama naman yan. Pero, we can say din na ano 'to, partially soluble. Medyo okey naman yung solubility niya, pero compared to let's say sugar, it's more soluble compared to your caffeine. Of course, the very controversial ngayon 'no, narinig mo na ba 'to, yung news, yung mga Reuters nabasa ko 'to, eh, kagabi lang, aspartame, synthetic artificial sweetener. This is actually soluble in water, that's correct, okay? So, what makes, aspartame soluble in water, Josh? Bakit siya soluble in water, Josh? Though aspartame contains a phenyl ring, may phenyl ring ka, oh. Tingin mo, Josh, bakit insoluble? Ay, insoluble. Bakit soluble si aspartame sa tubig?
Kasi ano naman po siya, may mga ether sa mga ano,
Ether?
lalo na
Where's the ether?
most importantly,
Where's,
meron po siyang, pag doon yung,
hindi, where's
ah,
your ether?
ay, ester pala. Tsaka meron pala pong amine.
Okay, good. May ester ka. Okay, good. May amine ka. Ano pa? Ano pang functionalities? So kahit may phenyl ring ka na non-polar, you still have a lot of polar functionalities such as ester, amine, meron ka pa, very important, na nag-hydrogen bonding.
May isa pang amine, tsaka carboxylic.
Anong isang amine? It's not an amine. May
May
carboxylic
carboxylic
na,
po.
again,
May carboxylic po.
carboxylic ano pa? Lima ang functionalities dyan. Amine, carboxylic, ester, phenyl ring, at you're still missing one. And then this missing one is still polar.
Yung ano po, yung ketone.
It's not a ketone. Tignan mo ng, ng maigi.
Amide.
Okay, so it's an amide. And this 4, parang ganito no, 4 versus 1 yan. Phenyl ring lang yung non-polar mo. Then the rest of the functionalities, polar sila lahat. So this will be soluble in water. So, kakaano lang, kagabi no, ni-release ng ilang Reuters na pwedeng carcinogenic yung aspartame. Pero ano pa siya, mahabang battle yan. Kasi ako, personally, Josh, yung aspartame kasi, Josh, hinahalo yan sa ano, sa mga soft drinks, sa madami-dami, madami yan. Kahit nga sa
May
mga
kasi
milk, hinahalo yan eh.
may suspicion na po sila na ano eh, na
Carcinogenic.
tsaka meron naman po studies. Pero
Mm.
not enough backing. Yung
Hati kasi diyan ang medical community kahit nga kami hati diyan, eh. Kahit ako parang kasi ako skeptical ako na nagko-cause siya ng cancer kasi ang aspartame, Josh, ay isang dipeptide lang. So ibig sabihin ang mga amino acids 'to na present sa katawan natin. So kapag na-metabolize yan sa katawan, gano'n pa rin naman siya unless sa amount 'no. So puwedeng ayun yung maging ano diyan, cause ng, um pagiging carcinogenic niya 'no, so sa amount. Pero kasi 'pag hinati mo 'yan ano lang 'yan, eh, aspartic acid and phenylalanine. So anyway, ah, 'yan isang issue 'yan 'no. So that's the reason why I'm teaching you this so that you'll be ano 'no, logical when you read things 'no. So hindi ka maniniwala kaagad. Then punta tayo sa mga, partially soluble mo or very insoluble. Okay, probably not very soluble. Okay, good. So insoluble tong carototoxin. So imaginein mo you have a neurotoxin isolated from carrots. So carototoxin, insoluble yan, good. Because you don't have may polar group ka naman. Anong polar group mo for carototoxin? What's your
ah
polar group for carototoxin, Josh?
yung ano po, yung ano niya, yung OH lang.
Okay, then the rest ay non-polar na, no? So, ano ba yung mga functionalities mo na non-polar? Ano yung mga functional groups na non-polar dyan?
Yung mga ano na po, yung mga tawag doon, yung mga bone chain.
Okay, yung chain niya, no? Yung alkene and alkyne mo, no? So, the alkenes and alkynes, there are non-polar. So imaginein mo magkasunod pa ngang ano 'to, the triple bond. Kaya isang straight siya. 'Pag tinignan mo yan na molecule, parang pahabang molecule lang yan with an OH dun sa parang head niya. Then the last one will be DDT. So, can you defend your answer here? Partially soluble. Why is DDT, Josh, partially soluble?
Meron po siya mga polar groups, tsaka
Anong
it's
polar
very,
groups niya?
yung mga chlorine po.
Chlorine. And if you will notice, how will you position the chlorines? Yung chlorine atoms. For example, yung nasa dalawang end.
Naka-ano po sila, very ano po sila, very symmetric.
So, ibig sabihin, matatanggal yung dipole moments nila. Tama?
Tabo.
Ready? Ang sagot talaga dito, virtually insoluble ang X2. Virtually insoluble ang DDT, Josh. Ang DDT, iba ang solvent diyan. Alam ko nga ether ang solvent sa mga DDT kapag nag-a-analyze ka ng DDT. Insoluble siya sa tubig. So, mababa, alam ko mga micrograms lang yata or nanograms yung kaya mong ma-dissolve na DDT sa water. So, partially or virtually, hindi partially, virtually insoluble ito sa tubig. Mababa masyado yung solubility ng DDT. Of course, we can easily justify this because we can see that DDT contains two phenyl groups, no? Large rings, no? Large phenyl rings overpowering the polarity of your chlorine atoms. And in fact, your two chlorine atoms pa nga, since they are parang trans with one another, they will cancel out their dipole moment. So, ang may iwan na lang dito, yung parang three chlorines attached to your carbon, no, na nasa middle ng dalawang phenyl ring. Yeah, that's insoluble in water. Okay. Siguro last item tayo for today. Yan, last item na tayo, Josh. Dito pa rin tayo, ha? Yan. Ayan. Nagawa na natin ito last time. Labelan mo lang, Josh, yung electrophilic and nucleophilic site for each molecule. Kung may electrophilic ka or nucleophilic lang, edi okay. Ne lang, Ne. So, lahat ng nucleophile gawin mo blue. Kasi ano yun eh, electron rich sila. Electron rich ba ay ano? Okay yan. Electrophilic red. Or baliktad tayo, di ba red ang rich sa ano, sa electron? Yan.
Red
Nucleophilic
is
na lang red.
rich.
Red eh. Naalala ko red yun sa electrostatic map. Yan. Ne lang Ne. So, nucleophilic site, electrophilic site. Ayan. Pag electrophilic, ano meaning ng electrophilic, Josh?
Sila po ng electrons.
They like electrons. So, ibig sabihin, electron rich, electron poor.
Electron 4.
Mm. Oh, ang mga multiple bonds. Ay, ha?
Ording band. Actually, hindi lang po multiple bands. Delocalization.
Tapos Josh, may ano pa ha? May mga carbon na possible electrophilic site naman siya. Kasi ito, iba pag electrophilic, electron poor siya. Bakit siya nagiging electron poor? If it's attached to an atom na sobrang electronegative. Di ba na-mention natin yan? May mga molecules, dalawa yung multiple sites, no? Pwedeng electrophilic at nucleophilic. Pero they're in the same molecule. Wala ka pa sa letter A. Sa letter A. Yan na lang ang wala mo. Okay, doon natin. Nagsasabi ako. Medyo mahirap yung ano mo. Sino yung electrophilic dyan? Yung carbon o yung bond? Di ba? Oh. Careful ka dyan, ha? Nucleophilic din yung double bond?
Hindi mo po siya, ano,
Okay,
ay, hindi
sige.
po siya,
How about letter A? Tingin mo. Sino kayang mahalaga sa letter A? No.
ano ba, strategy po. Ayun po.
Mixture pala siya. Meron dyan, understand mo yung ano, yung sitwasyon ng mga carbon. So, analyze the carbon atoms. So, may kakaibang carbon atom dyan, of course. When you say nucleophilic, ibig sabihin kaya niya magbigay ng ano ha, electron pairs.
Hindi po siya totally not electronegative po.
Kaya kunwari, tingnan mo, tatanungin kita, Josh. Yung chlorine atom mo ba, dyan sa acyl chloride na yan, can easily donate, yan, oh, di ba? Can easily donate to an electrophile. So,
Opo,
biglang
yan.
mapuputol lang yung bond niya with the carbon. Di ba? Oh. Can it easily donate sa ano? Kaya
Opo.
doon ka mapapatanong ngayon kung nucleophilic or electrophilic din siya, no? It doesn't necessarily mean if you have a lot of electrons or lone pairs, nucleophilic site kagad siya.
Maputal po siya for CL, for H.
Hmm?
Maputal po siya if may H po.
Kasi what I'm saying is, 'di ba, meron kang lone pair. Ayan, itong may lone pair ka diyan. Can these lone pairs of chlorine can easily be donated to an electrophile?
Opo.
So magiging ganito yung structure mo niyan. Yan, may ganito, tapos may plus.
Yan lang po na. It's a nice na.
Ah?
Nice proposition po yun.
Tapos tignan mo to. Ano yung carbon mo dito? Partially positive.
Ah,
Right?
so pala.
Magiging magkatabi sila. O, edi mabilis siya. Pak! Putol yan. Magre-repel agad yan. No.
For dito po. Teka lang. Ah, okay, sure na pang electrophile.
Mhm. Generic lang muna tayo kasi pag dumating ka naman sa mga reactions, doon mo malalaman yung properties nila. You'll know their different properties. How about letter A? Yun na lang. Last naman na to. We're almost done with part 2. So para next meeting, which will be on Tuesday, Josh, we'll do number 10 lang and then we'll proceed to part 3. Okay? So actually sa alkyl halides, Okay, let's check. Okay, let's check letter A. Sa alkyl halides, Josh, ang pinaka-important lang dyan ay itong carbon. This is correct. This carbon is an electrophilic site. Wala ka nang pakialam dito kay iodine. So, nucleophile siya pero ah, hindi siya reactive site para sa mga alkyl halides. Ito talaga ang reactive site for alkyl halides. We're focused on this carbon more. So I'll just give you 0.5 for this one. Ito, correct ito. Tama ito. 1 point ka dito. So kasi this oxygen is nucleophilic. So ano yan? Susceptible for electrophilic attack, no? So, or um, electrophilic addition rather. And then this one or these two carbons here will be electrophilic din. No? So these are susceptible for nucleophilic attack. So 1 point yan. Ito correct, nucleophile lang siya. Good, 1 point lang to. Letter D is also a nucleophile lang. So ito na lang, bababa na lang tayo dito. So sa letter E, charan! Drawing natin ha, carbon, OH, and then H and H. What can you say about this oxygen? Correct. That is a nucleophilic site, no? This hydrogen is electron poor as well, no? So it's an electrophile. Good. How about this carbon? Paano yung carbon na to? 'Di ba? Directly bonded yun sa oxygen mo eh.
Kung kumati ganito yung structure.
Oh, hindi mo kasi din no. No. Hindi ganyan yan. How about this carbon? This is partially what?
Electronegative.
Okay, partially positive yan. So therefore, nucleophilic din siya, no? Electrophilic rather. Electrophile po ito. Dapat blue yan. Mm. So, susceptible din yan for attack sa mga nucleophile. Pero pwedeng dyan, no? So, ang daming site no for alcohols, kaya maano yan, nakakalito din yung reactions ng alcohols, Josh, kasi ang dami mong site, yung oxygen, yung hydrogen, and even yung carbon niya. Possible site din for reaction. So, then for letter F, I'll give you 0.5 for this dahil kulang ka. For letter F, correct na to. Nucleophile to, kasama yung double bond, pati yung carbon. You have three sites, no? Ng reaction. Oxygen and the double bond, which are all nucleophiles, and then electrophile, yung carbon naman, carbonyl carbon or acyl halides. So, 1. So, this is 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/6 ka dito. Record natin. 5/6. Ay, wait lang po. Saan na yun? Oh! Wala. Ano nga? Okay. Oh, what happened? 5/6. And then, yeah. Ayan. So far, you're doing good sa ating 5/6 ka lang din pala dun sa isa, no? Kasi mali yung DDT mo. Tapos 5/6 din sa 9. You're doing good sa part 2, no? Ang mali mo pa lang, Josh, ay 2.5, ay 1.5 points pa lang. 1.5. Yun pa lang yung kulang mo sa perfect na score. Okay? So on Tuesday, Josh, I'll see you sa I'll stop sharing na. Hoy,
No.
no! Abomination.
May ano po, may friend, ano po, may
Try,
friend.
kawawang carbon. Ilan yun? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Heptavalent carbon. And then heptavalent carbon with angle strain pa. So, on Tuesday, we'll just continue yung ano, practice set natin. So, hopefully, yun na yung matatapos. Natapos natin lahat ng practice set for organic. And then, uh, Tuesday, if matapos kasi natin siya earlier or kung mag-overspill yung ano natin, um, discussion natin on Thursday, siguro we'll continue na lang organic sa Thursday, no? Another chapter yung for organic. Alkanes na tayo. Alkanes. Pero sa Friday, pagka Friday nun, Josh, babalik tayo kay Anna Chem. So this time simultaneous siya. Huwag ka malilito simultaneous na siya. So gravimetry naman yung gagawin natin sa Friday next week. So ang iniisip ko Tuesday and Thursday organic, then pagka Friday ay analytical naman. So that we can also move on sa analytical chemistry class natin. Okay? So, iyan. Sorry, nag-overtime na naman ako na medyo mahaba-haba. So, thank you so much for today, Josh. I'll see you
Po.
next Tuesday. Ay, sa Tuesday na. Okay?
Sige po. Thank you
Yeah.
po.
Thank you. Sige. Merienda ka
Bye-bye.
muna. Magsiswimming ka yata. Sige.
Thank you po. Bye-bye.
Mhm.